Let's take a look at ABELMed's enhanced dashboard, the conduit to all important information, and the functions that you'll need to help improve the overall efficiency of your practice. The first advantage of the physician dashboard is that you can immediately view all outstanding tasks and when they are due. This ensures that the things on your to-do list do not become overdue or forgotten. Secondly, the dashboard saves you time by giving you instant access to many important functions such as investigations, encounters, appointments, patient tasks, and forms all from one screen. We'll review these functions in more detail shortly. Thirdly, a real advantage of the dashboard is it allows you to achieve synergies by being able to see all the most important information from one screen without any need to navigate through various screens to build a picture of the patient status. We're going to go through the dashboard setup and configuration and just showing you the different areas. The first one is the patient file button. That's located in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and it's actually on every tab of the dashboard here. So basically, no matter what tab you're on, if you are looking at a record attached to a certain patient and you click on the patient file button in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see additional information such as their name, their address, their phone numbers, health card number, version code, their last appointment, their next appointment, as well as primary caregiver, referring physician, etc. All of this is accessible via the patient file button so that you don't have to leave this screen to get that information. You don't have to open the patient personal tab up like you would have in the past. You can just go ahead and click patient file and see all of that information here. The next thing that we're going to look at is the patient chart quick access button. That's those buttons that are below the patient file button. We can see that when you click patient file, these buttons at the bottom of the screen are the quick access buttons that'll get you to any part of the patient chart. So if you wanted to go to the personal tab, you could click personal, and it's going to take you to the personal tab for that patient, and you can see all the information. When you close them, you go back to your dashboard. And same thing, if you were to click on services to go do a bill, maybe, that's where it's going to take you to create a bill, and etc. If you wanted to do documents, you would highlight that. So these are all just the different tabs of the patient record, which you can see here at the top of the screen in ABELMed. So all of these tabs have a button under the patient quick access, and you can navigate to them really easily without having to go file by file, go tab by tab, and look through it manually. The next thing we're going to look at are the red global buttons. These are the buttons on the dashboard that are in red, of course, and what that means is that they don't matter what patient you're on. It's a global button. So if I'm on Kim or Barb or Marg, this scheduler button that's in red just does the same thing. It opens the scheduler. And let's say we would go to investigations, and it doesn't matter whose lab I'm looking at. If I want to change the display or add a new lab or import something, these are global. It doesn't matter what patient you're on. That's what the red buttons mean. They're global. It doesn't change what it does depending on the patient record that you're highlighted on. The next thing we're going to look at are the blue action buttons. The blue action buttons are the other side of that, whereas they do only respond to the patient that you're on. So any of these buttons here, like opening the lab, adding a comment, adding a task, or signing it off, would only be applied to the patient you have highlighted. So Hillary, Mary, etc. You would just click on, say, if I wanted to sign off this lab, I'd click sign off, and it's going to sign off just the one we're on, Mary. And same thing for appointments, for encounters, for whatever. If I wanted to validate a health card here, when I click the blue action button, the validate, it's just going to do the patient that I'm on here. And that's the difference between the red and the blue buttons. Red are global, blue are specific to the patient that you have highlighted, and they're called action buttons.